Welcome to the Sunflower Conversations, where we explore the hidden disability sunflower and its role in supporting people with hidden disabilities.
So today, the Sunflower Conversations is in Hampton. We have come to visit Tasha Sorhaindo and her charity Chronically Marvellous, and Tasha and her disabilities that she lives with. So Tasha is the founder of the charity, but she's also, last year, we were the winner of a local community award. So we'll find out, what are the attributes really that contributed to you being nominated and winning this award. So charities really are the caring arm of society and our communities. They support individuals, they support families, but I want to know, who are the people behind these charities? We know very large charities, Oxfam, well, there must have been one individual behind that who's created that. So I think it would be really great to understand your motivations, what the aims and the objectives of what Chronically Marvellous are, and just to find out a little bit about your journey really, and why you set it up and who it's supporting. So thank you so much for inviting me and the community to your charity today.
Thank you.
So one of the things we need to obviously point out is that Tasha has a lot of health conditions which are chronic. Therefore, she is experiencing brain fog. So she's got notes. I have got my notes here as well. So Tasha's got her notes, but there might be some pauses between answers, and that's just the reality of living with chronic health conditions and pain and everything else which goes along with it. So let's start off with our first question, which is, I know that you're wearing the sunflower,
yes,
and you have two of your children also wear the sunflower. So you're talking about lived experience, and you obviously value the purposefulness of the sunflower. But can you share with us today, what disabilities do you have?
Okay, so I do have quite a few. I would say the main ones, I have systemic lupus, which is an autoimmune disease that basically attacks the healthy cells, tissues and organs, skin, literally any part of your body from head to toe. It's quite brutal, it's debilitating, and the majority of my days are actually spent in bed. I also have dilated cardiomyopathy, which led to heart failure, and so it means that my heart doesn't pump very well, and I get very breathless, short of breath, and on a good day I could probably take like maybe about, up to 20 steps or something before having to stop and sit down, or I might need some oxygen. In the warmer weather, it's quite difficult because I'm on a fluid restriction of 1.5 litres a day, so it's not a lot to drink. So yeah, I do manage just by having ice cubes throughout the day, or like ice lollies, just to keep myself hydrated.
My goodness, fluid restriction.
Yeah, otherwise my heart gets overloaded, and then I'll end up with really swollen ankles or around my tummy. And then obviously that's not very good, because then I'll have to drain it out, and it's more pressure on the heart as well, it has to work harder.
Okay. And then there's some neurodiversities as well with you in the family,
yes,
and
so
your daughter.
I was diagnosed with autism when I was 19 years old. I didn't know much about it then as I do now. I didn't really know what it was and what to expect. I always just knew that I didn't really fit in, and for years, I don't want to call them friends now, but I had people around me who just thought that I was odd or weird and didn't really fit in, and didn't behave in a way where they were expecting me to behave. So yeah, since then my children have been diagnosed. My eldest daughter is also autistic, and my youngest too as well. And I've learned so much about it and through them as well, and also as well to accept who I am, and it's okay. And I don't have to be, anybody else just because someone doesn't get it or doesn't get why I get overwhelmed or why I behave a certain way, and I can be myself now. But prior to my daughter's being diagnosed, I didn't feel comfortable letting anyone know or saying this is what I have, because I felt ashamed and embarrassed, and thought that no one would actually want to be around me because I have this thing called autism, and it means if you have it, you're weird and strange and different.
Well, there weren't presumably many people that you knew of your age group that were autistic, right? Because
No.
the diagnosis and the awareness through a lot of the good work that National Autistic Society have done has really increased our education around what autism is, hasn't it? So I can totally understand why you felt very isolated in that diagnosis. And your daughter's experience presumably is different to yours?
Yeah, so very much different. You know, obviously, my youngest one is a different story. I knew from when she was 6 months old, and you know, I told the GPs I think my daughter is autistic, and they kind of said she's way too young. But the eye contact wasn't there, and just like, you know, like going outside, she'd have her hands over her ears and cover her eyes if it was bright outside, or if someone was talking, you know, she'd totally put herself in like just somewhere different. And I recognised the signs from my eldest daughter. And I think, you know, I've always told my daughters, just embrace yourself and never change who you are, which I wish someone had said to me all those years ago. So through them being diagnosed, actually, it's made me just know that it's okay to be me.
Yeah. And your daughter, Jaden, what health conditions does she have?
So Jaden has long QT wave syndrome of the heart. It causes basically dangerous arrhythmias and all the children have the gene, so it's a tough one. I find it really difficult to talk about the kids. Sorry,
Yeah,
you know, it's myself. I can speak about it, but it's hard because when they first got diagnosed, I was in a really tough place in 2021. I was literally told that I had a few weeks to live, and then I got that phone call to say, oh, we've got the results back for your children, they have the gene, and we need to get them on beta blockers right away. So I think for the first couple of years, I still do it occasionally, but not so much. I will go to the children and place my hand on their heart just to make sure they're still breathing, especially if they're quiet.
Yes.
Or there's a little pause.
Yeah.
I get severe anxiety, and I just think, okay, what's going on? You know, I'm feeling, or I wake them up, because you have to be careful, you can't startle. A loud noise can make them have a dangerous arrhythmia, which can cause a cardiac arrest, and you know, or it could just be getting too excited or doing strenuous activities.
So every day is a stressful day as a mum.
It is,
managing and monitoring, and obviously as the children get older, then you're not with them all the time. So then it's like that helplessness in that sense.
Yeah, definitely.
So what are some of the challenges and barriers that you experience, you know, with your lupus, your heart condition, your neurodiversity, and you know, I guess that's going to lead us into why you created the charity.
I will say that because they're invisible and you can't see it, there's been a lot of like judgment from people that don't really understand it. For instance, when I was wheelchair bound quite a lot for a number of years, I would get people looking at me and saying, but I saw her walking yesterday, or I saw her with a walking frame, why is she now in a wheelchair? Or why is she now using a stick? I think she's faking it.
Oh, yes.
And I think for me, the hardest part was my family. You know, I've spoken to a relative and said, you know, I'm quite unwell. And they'll say, well, you were fine yesterday. What's wrong with you today now? There's always something going on with you. And they just don't understand what it's like. You know, every day is different. It doesn't mean that there's great days, but you always have a baseline. And you know that if something, you know, is going on more, it's usually a flare-up of all your symptoms just going crazy. Say, for instance, if I've pushed myself too much in one day, I know that the next few days is going to be tough for me, and it may send me in a flare-up, and then I may be bedbound for weeks or months at a time, just because I went out and did that thing. You know, that thing called living life.
Well, that's it. And prior to being diagnosed, it's just a daily a daily activity. So that could be something as far as just doing the shopping in the supermarket, presumably.
Something, things that we take for granted. Like going to the supermarket, coming down the stairs to open the door for the postman and just grabbing the mail, just doing up my buttons because I have, really bad arthritis. Just everyday things that I guess I didn't see the beauty in before I became unwell.
Yeah.
Whereas now I appreciate the little things so much more, and it means so much more to me right now.
And arthritis, is that linked to lupus in any way? Or?
Yes, it is, yeah. So I have arthritis and also osteoporosis as well. So I'm quite, I have a condition called also as well, EDS, which is Ehlers-Danlos Syndrome. So I get a lot of dislocations and fractures and things as well, quite easily. I would say the biggest challenge for me with all these conditions, obviously, going from fit and healthy, running marathons and being able to do what I want to do, is learning to pace myself. I found that really, really challenging in a beginning way. And it was a little bit of denial as well, like, no, I can still do this. And if I do it, that means that I'm not so bad and I'm going to do it because I can do it. And then pushing myself so much and then crashing and then actually doing more harm and becoming more unwell and then coming down with more diagnoses.
Because that's the opposite, isn't it? Because an athlete, and that's obviously where your brain was.
Yeah.
That's the mentality you have to have, isn't it? It's push. You've got to keep on pushing to improve and get better and get faster and get stronger, get fitter. And this is a total switch.
Yeah, it's a total switch from, running, literally running mini marathons, short marathons, to literally only being able to take a few steps a day. It's cruel.
Yes.
But I'm going to get to why Chronically Marvellous was born.
Yes, you are. So I was going to ask, just to get a little bit more into like you.
Yeah.
What does a day in the life of Tasha look like in terms of looking after your family and coping, managing the symptoms?
Okay, well, my time is spent in bed. I don't really leave my house much unless I have a medical appointment.
Okay.
So I do everything from bed, emails, calls, whatever needs doing. I'm just in bed, and I have like a little desk that I basically it stands up, and I can just put my laptop on there. I love cooking, so I haven't stopped cooking, and I have like a special chair that I sit on in the kitchen, so I'm at the right level of the counter, and I'll cook for the children. I'll do that in the morning, so I know that if I burn out or I do too much, then that's done, so I haven't got to worry about that. But it is difficult, obviously, having also children who are autistic as well, and having to get her ready for school and just everything else, feeding, toileting, literally everything, so it's difficult, it's tough. I do have a carer that helps me out a huge amount, and also my older children, but they're not local to me, so that can be tough as well. A typical day would be like waking up. I'm a total insomniac. I don't get much sleep at all. Sometimes it's due to pain, or it's just due to, I don't know, like a load of symptoms or things going on through my mind. So it'd be to wake up, obviously, sort the children out, make sure they're ready for school, breakfast and things like that, and then sorting myself out. Usually by the time I've had a shower, I'm completely wiped out, and I'll need to have a little rest, recovery, like for that as well, before I can get up and do anything else. And then I'll prepare dinner. Sometimes I batch cook so that it's already there, so we know what we're having for the next few days, because I don't know what the days are going to be like. And that's pretty much it. I just go with the flow. But me, as mum, I wear several masks. I have masks for the children, and then when they're at school, I can take it off and be in pain and, have a cry and just be myself. But I tend to hide it from the younger ones a lot.
Yeah.
So, they see me in the morning, I'm in agony, but I'm just like, morning girls, come on, let's get ready. You will never know that I'm suffering or struggling so much. Never.
Yes.
And then, I see the time and it's like, okay, it's coming to 3:00. Pull yourself up, Tash. it's really tough. And it's really
Showtime
hard.
in a sense.
Yeah, showtime. Mask back on again. It's like, how was your day? You know, how's it going? Right, okay, we've got this for dinner. Come on in the kitchen. Let's talk about your day. Let's do this and do that. And
Helping with homework.
Yeah, helping with homework, sitting down. But I like sitting at the table with the children because I found that we have a conversation.
Yes.
And it's one of my highlights of the day because we come together. Then after that, it's like homework and everyone's in their bedroom and you know I've got teenagers and so it's like that's our little time together.
I think the dinner table is the thing that can hold a family together.
Yeah, definitely. The kitchen.
Yeah.
Growing up as well for me, the kitchen was the place to be. It's where everyone is just happy, music, cooking, and everyone's together.
You are listening to the Sunflower Conversations. Remember to hit subscribe.
So what made you decide to set up Chronically Marvellous?
Okay, to cut a long story short, I was very unwell in 2021 and I was told that basically if you're here in a few weeks, it's going to be a miracle. And I had a conversation with one of my GPs. They're very good at my GP service. And basically I said, am I ever going to get better? Because I've gone through this whole thing where I've spent literally 10 months in hospital. Am I going to get better? And she explained to me, this medication is for that, and that's for that, and that's for that. Nothing here is going to make you better. They're all to control your symptoms.
Okay.
And that was a wake-up call for me. That was when I thought, oh my God. I'm popping these pills every day, up to 30 pills a day. And I think to myself, okay, I'm taking this because it's going to get me better, because we think that medication helps to get better. And then my bubble was completely popped. There was nothing on the list, and all this medication that's going to make me better. It's just to relieve the symptoms. And everything that I have is progressive. So there's no getting better. So I reevaluated things and I thought to myself, well, you've always wanted, you're always in a helping capacity and you love helping people. And that's what I do best. I train as a counsellor, I train as a nurse. It's where my heart belongs, helping other people. So I thought, what actually is stopping me? It was always about, well, I need to get a bit better first. My health needs to be a bit more stable. Well, actually, it's not going to, and tomorrow's not promised. So what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? This is your dream. This is what you want to do. Get it done.
Wow.
I literally just woke up one morning and I said, JD, I've got an idea. She said, oh God, Mum, what is it? She said, Mum, you have a look in your eyes. And what is it, Mum? What idea have you got? And I said, I think I want to set the charity up now.
Yeah.
And she was like, oh, the support group you were talking about. And I was like, yeah. So it started with that, and then it just grew into something huge overnight, literally.
Well, tell us, what are the services that you provide?
The services that we provide, obviously, the main one that's so needed right now due to waiting lists and everything is the counselling services. So we have counselling services with qualified counsellors who volunteer their time, actually. They're all volunteers. My entire team is a bunch of volunteers. The CEOs, the directors, no one gets paid. It's just purely, because they believe in a mission, believe in my vision, and basically want to help me to basically deliver that.
Yeah.
And that's so beautiful for me, So it was just waking up that morning and just realising that now's the time. It's now or never. So besides the counselling services, we also do wheelchair. So we give wheelchairs out. We give mobility scooters out. It's for people who are housebound and, they have no way of getting out, or like myself, too breathless or too much in pain, and they can't get out of their home. Because one of the things I noticed out myself when I couldn't get out of the home was that I developed like some kind of social anxiety because I hadn't been out for such a long time. It was like, okay, I'm scared to do this now. Am I going to be okay? And it was hard. So that's one of the things that I never want anyone to go through, to be stuck indoors and they can't get out just because they can't afford a wheelchair or because they can't afford a mobility scooter. So that's my mission, to remove that barrier and so people can socialise again and go to the shops, pick up their little one from school, or just be out in nature.
So it's a real lifeline, isn't it?
Absolutely.
The counselling and actually the ability to be able to leave your home.
Yes.
That is, that's like you're doing that with two hands. Right, I've got you. Come on.
Yeah, literally, because it's very isolating when you have a chronic illness, because friends don't call you anymore, for invitations. You don't really get invited because obviously usually 9 out of 10 times it's I'm not feeling very well, so they stop calling.
Stop asking.
And it can be a very lonely journey.
Yeah.
You know, so having like a support group, we run support groups weekly as well, online and in person. The majority of our stuff we try to keep online because we know that people are so unwell and they can't just get out. So we run that every week, and it's a lovely group, and people come on every week, and it's open to carers as well. And sometimes, you know, I've jumped on a few times just to see how it's going, and I've heard people say, that's what you've got, and now I get it now, you know. And it's like, yes, Mum, that's what I've been trying to say. So it's also raising awareness as well, and also, you know, allowing people to be heard and seen without any judgment, and knowing that that's their space, and they can literally talk about anything, you know, how their day was, how their appointment was, and it's just a lovely...
Yeah, in a non-judgmental, safe environment.
Yeah, exactly.
And so is it just people from the local area, or you're online, so is it national? Like,
it's national, yeah. We have a few from America that actually come, and the time difference is crazy. So I think, God, it must be like about 5 a.m. where they are.
Yeah.
But they come every week, and it's so lovely because, the support group leaders as well, they're amazing as well. Again, volunteers, everyone's volunteers giving their time, and I don't think they realise how much I appreciate them. They always say to me, you know, Tash, you're so inspirational, but actually I always think they are. Because without them, you know, without having that army beside me, I couldn't do the vision, I couldn't do what I want to do and what needs to be done. So I need a team behind me.
Absolutely, and I don't think you can ever undervalue what a team is, because you might think, you're thinking about sports or whatever, but no, it's not. It's if you get that concept of the team and it doesn't work, you know, if you think about the most, I'm going to relate it back to football, but if you really think about the most successful way, PSG won the Champions League. They didn't win it. There wasn't one player that won it. It has to be a team. And
absolutely.
So acknowledging the people who are with you to do this, and obviously, but being guided by you and your, you know, your relentlessness to support people.
Yeah.
You're wearing the sunflower. I mentioned at the beginning that you and your children wear it. So can you share with us, like, how important do you think the sunflower is, and in what ways does it support you and your family? Okay,
well, for me, I think the sunflower is incredibly important because it, you know, brings awareness and understanding to those living with non-visible conditions, like myself, my children, and, you know, a number of other people as well. I think that a lot of people can face daily challenges that aren't obviously immediately obvious. And just, you know, by wearing this sunflower, it helps signal that someone may need extra time, support or patience without having to constantly explain their condition repeatedly, go over things which can be tiring, and also some people are not able to explain themselves. So it is, for me, my children, it gives us peace of mind. I find that mostly in the busy supermarkets, busy places, public spaces, I think people treat you with a little bit more kindness because everybody knows what this is now. I haven't been anywhere where someone's not recognised it.
That's brilliant. That's great to hear. Good news.
So I would say that it helps you feel seen and supported as well. And it also, again, like I said, it reduces the stress of having to justify a disability that others can't see. So, I think that when you wear it, there's a little bit more compassion because they already know that you have a hidden disability. So you might get someone helping at the till and say, would you like some help to pack your bags? Yeah. And it's nice that they don't just assume and start packing. You know, we always get asked, would you like some help? And I'm like, yes, please. You know, so it's lovely. And I've been to Tesco with my little one as well recently, and she wears it, the lanyard as well, the sunflower lanyard. And we were given a box, and it basically had ear defenders, it had a fidget toys, and a few other things as well. So to make the shopping experience a little bit more pleasant and, you know, tolerable.
And is that a rental?
And that's
you
new.
hand it in at the
you hand it back when you finish, but it's just there, and you can ask for it. So that's just like you know, if all supermarkets can adopt that, that would be amazing.
Yeah,
because that made a huge difference.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've all had that experience when we've been in the supermarket and seen a child really struggling with that environment. The National Autistic Society, I mentioned them again, a few years ago, they did a campaign called, I've got brain fog, I can't remember what it was called, Too Much Information, that's it. And with the with this project, they created a VR video. Okay. So you would put on headphones and then you would hold a cuddly toy and then you would watch this film. So you were basically the child in the film.
Wow.
And the child goes into a shopping centre with his parent and you're seeing the shopping centre through the eyes of the child who is autistic.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
And it actually can make you so overstimulated that you end up taking the headphones off because it's so intense. So that was great, and that was a long time ago. So I'm really glad and delighted to know that Tesco's are doing this. They're incorporating the sunflower lanyard in that bag as well, aren't they?
Yes, they are.
Because that's really helps to get that access to just daily activity, something that's actually necessary.
Absolutely.
I mean, not many people go to the supermarket for fun.
Yeah, no, not at all. But yeah, I remember watching that video and I remember, you know, like bawling my eyes out.
Yes.
You can literally hear everything, the photo booths flashing,
Yes.
the lights and a little thing dropping on the floor, the smells of the perfume shop, and it was just too much.
Yeah.
And sometimes people might look and think, oh God, that child's out of order and, you know, has no manners, and they have no idea. Perhaps maybe that should be an advert.
Yes. Yeah.
On primetime TV.
Oh, yeah.
It might raise a lot of awareness.
Definitely. Yeah. Do you have any little pearls of wisdom for, you know, if you were to be able to go back in time to say to Tasha, young Tasha, you know, what would your advice be, rather? I'm not actually going to say what the advice would be because I'm not you, so I don't know. But what would you...
Before I became unwell?
Yeah, you know, sort of in terms of that, the road that you've had to go down, and I would say it's not a road, it's a mountain you've had to climb and continue to climb, and the feeling of isolation, the total worry about, you know, the chronic health conditions. So you've got autism, then... which is not a chronic health condition, of course, but what I'm talking about is lupus and the arthritis and your heart condition. This is presumably where the charity is set up. So, you know, if there's somebody who's starting on that health journey, you know, in terms of like being kind to yourself, like what advice would you have?
I would say listen to your body. If it's screaming at you and you're struggling, you need to rest. And resting actually isn't being lazy. It's needed for recovery, and also to enable you to have better days. Don't push yourself, always listen to your body. That's where I went wrong, I think. Yeah. And I would take that advice now and say, just rest whenever you need it. And always hold on to hope. Never give up on hope. Because, you know, it doesn't matter how bleak things look. Nothing stays the same. It can't stay the same forever. So eventually something has to give. Yeah. And just, you know, hang in there.
Good. Great advice. And finally, how can people reach you?
Oh, they can reach us through the website, which is www.chronicallymarvellous.org.uk. Reach out. We also do, you know, a lot of mindfulness walks in Kew Gardens as well. Oh, nice. And we do mindfulness workshops and also pop-up cinemas as well.
Amazing.
Yeah, so you know, there's a lot going on, which is great. And right now I'm putting out in the universe that I would like a minibus. I would like to be able to collect people that can't actually leave their homes on their own, even if they have, you know, a wheelchair. So minibus.
Scoop them up
and
bring them.
Pick everybody up and then, you know, be able to bring them back home again.
I think that's
something I'm really dreaming of right now and working on.
And you're on social media, aren't you? You've got an Instagram account, and that's Chronically Marvellous as well.
That's right.
Well, Tasha, thank you. Thank you. I know that it was a big effort for you to get here today and not be working from your bed.
Yeah.
And so I just want to thank you for everything that you're doing.
Thank you.
And for sharing it with, everybody, so that they can understand what it takes to set up a charity, also get an insight to what it's like to live with chronic illness. The 20 paces, that's hard. So thanks very much.
Thank you very
It's
much.
making me feel very welcome.
Thank you. You're welcome.
If you are concerned about any of the subjects discussed in the podcast, please follow up and seek support from your healthcare practitioner. If you enjoyed this podcast, please share it, leave a rating and review to help raise awareness of non-visible disabilities and the hidden disability sunflower. You can also follow and subscribe to the Sunflower Conversations podcast.
If you'd like to share your sunflower story or conversation, please email conversations@hiddendisabilitiesstore.com. Find out more about us or listen to this recording again by checking out our insights page at hiddendisabilitiesstore.com. You can also find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, and LinkedIn. Please help, have patience, and show kindness to others, and join us again soon. Making the invisible visible with the Hidden Disability Sunflower.